Richard Andersen is a professor at Springfield College. He teaches writing and literature. He's written more than 24 books in many genres, now including one about the 1934 Springfield American Legion Post-21 baseball team who chose to withdraw from a national championship tournament in North Carolina because other teams, local authorities, would not allow their teammate, Bunny Taliaferro, to play because he was black. The book is called We Called Him Bunny. Professor, why this book? Why this story now?
Oh, Ferguson, Missouri, Staten Island, New York, Cleveland, Ohio. These stories of Ferguson and Cleveland and Staten Island, they don't go away. They are with us every week, every month of the year. Some special attention has been paid recently because there's been so many of them, and finally people are starting to respond to these stories. But racism is endemic in our society. It's systemized into our culture, and so the need for this kind of a story never goes away. This is a story of 15-year-old kids who in 1934, at the height of the Depression, and at probably when Jim Crow laws were at their strongest, most active point in our history. This is a story of 15-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids who stood up for their friend, Bunny Taliaferro, as you mentioned, the only black player on the team, but they also took a stand against racism. In that sense, the story of Bunny Taliaferro in many ways is the Rosa Parks story of Springfield.
I want to talk more about that because those are such great points. I want to talk about the book itself and the way you tell the story. A little unusual. 25 short chapters, each one about or told to us in the voice of 3 of the players on the team, sometimes speaking to us very directly, first person, about themselves, the team, what was happening on the trip to North Carolina. Why tell the story that way?
It was something that sort of by accident, and it sort of fell into my lap. When I was shopping the book around for a publisher, I began writing forms of this story as a short story. And I tried out one from Bunny's point of view, one from the point of view of a jealous teammate, one from the, well, actually it's those 2 viewpoints. Yeah. And in the children's book that I wrote, which preceded this book, in order to create conflict right at the beginning of the story, I created this jealous teammate. It wasn't until later that I found out that there was a member of the team who was competitive with Bunny, and he might very well have been jealous of him. So the children's book is told from the viewpoint of the jealous teammate. And I started the novel the same way. But after about 25 or 30 pages, I hated this guy. I mean, all he was doing was whining and complaining about Bunny. And I figured if I can't stay with this guy for 25 pages, nobody else is either. And I didn't have confidence in myself to just have 2 narrators. And then I became interested in a more objective, more distant perspective. But I didn't want to tell a third-person point of view story. I've done that. And then I thought, why not do all 3? And the great help for the third voice was the late Judge Danny Keyes. We spent many hours talking about what happened.
He was a member of the team.
He was a member of the team, thank you.
Yeah, no.
We spent many moments talking about what happened in Gastonia in 1934, and he was kind enough to lend me a memoir that he had written for members of his family. Most of the color, the texture of the book comes directly from Danny Keyes. And also, he wasn't a starter on the team. He wasn't a great player. As you know, he lost 4 of his fingers in a childhood accident. He was really brought onto the team because he was an inspiration to the others. And it also gave him an opportunity to sort of sit in the dugout a bit and watch what was going on and make some conclusions about it.
As I read the parts of the book that especially deal with the teammates coming together and supporting Bunny Taliaferro, I kind of had to keep reminding myself, this is 1934 we're talking about, when civil rights wasn't very much on the mind of many Americans, certainly not a bunch of 15-year-old kids, a lot of them from Hungry Hill, here in a poor neighborhood and a tough time of the Depression in Springfield. I mean, really remarkable, the human forces that came forward in these young men.
It is. It's extraordinary. Imagine you're 15 years old. Your team wins the New England championship. You're invited to go to North Carolina to participate in a national championship. You get off the train and the welcoming band walks off the platform. You go to get on the bus to the hotel and the driver pulls away from the curb. You get to the hotel and there's a room for everyone in the hotel except for the one black friend and teammate that you have, Bunny Taliaferro. The first practice, 2,000 people show up to scream and cheer and jaunt, and the things that they were telling the kids were absolutely horrifying. This is one of the reasons I wrote the novel, is that when I finished the children's book, there were many, many things that I was still carrying around with me emotionally, and so and things that would keep children awake at night, and I was able to put these things into the novel. For Bunny to come to the plate in batting practice and, as you know, hit 6 home runs on 6 pitches. I mean, what player can do that? Even in the home run derby where the balls are being lobbed into those, but they don't hit 6 home runs on 6 pitches. He does it at 15 years age with 2,000 people, not only hurling insults, but objects at him. I think he's one of the great heroes, not only of the book, but of our city and of our culture. The other great hero, of course, is the team captain, Tony King, who celebrates his 97th birthday on January 29th. And for Tony to stand up and say, if Bunny is not playing, I'm not either, I think that set the tone for the response of all the other members of the team. Sometimes I wonder, what if someone else had spoken up before Tony? Would they have all acted the same way? What if the coach had made the decision? I think it's Tony's making the decision that's really powerful and speaks to his courage also as a human being. He and Bunny, they're my favorite people in the book.
I know you referred to it several times as the novel, and it is. There are certain parts of it that you've taken thoughts and put things together, and it's not, strictly speaking, in quotes, factual, but it's very much based on facts of what the team members went through and what happened to them in North Carolina. It's a frightening story in a lot of ways.
Well, you know, talking to Danny Keyes, I got his voice and I got his perspective. And for Bunny, I was able to meet and talk with his daughter at length about her dad and what she knew, which was very little, surprisingly. Bunny and his wife decided very early on in their marriage never to speak of these events and never even to talk about Bunny's other athletic achievements. The whole event was so painful to him and her that to go back and revisit this experience through 5 children was just someplace they just didn't want to go. But once Linda Taliaferro found out about her dad, and she found out at the funeral in which Danny Keyes was one of the pallbearers, then other people in the family began to talk, and she could tell me things about her dad as she knew him.
Have you ever let your mind, and I know you're an athlete yourself and have you ever let your mind wander to the place where, what if Bunny Taliaferro had been born a few years later, after Jackie Robinson, when there were scholarships available to a player more on ability than the color of their skin, and where he might have gone? He clearly was an exceptional athlete.
There's no question about his ability as an athlete. Just to give you one measurement of his own time, I don't remember the name of the person who I'm going to refer to, but I think it was Albert Bertelli, also a great athlete from Springfield. And when Bunny was a freshman at Springfield Tech, he was first team All-City for the Springfield newspaper. The second team quarterback, All-City, was this Albert Bertelli, who went on to be a quarterback at Notre Dame, and he won the Heisman Trophy. This is Bunny's backup on the football team, and Bunny's pitching on the team also kept Vic Raschi, I think his name is, the Yankee star, was in 6 World Series. He also took a backseat to Bunny, 1934.
Really something to think about.
Yeah.
It really is. Well, Richard Andersen, thanks for the book. We called him Bunny. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here.